Today I will be doing a presentation on Dr. Joel E. Ringdahl, who is a researcher in the field of behavior analysis. Dr. Ringdahl received his master's and PhD in psychology from Louisiana State University in 1997 and 1999. He has worked under the supervision of Dr. Timothy Vollmer, Dr. F. Charles Mace, Dr. Linda Cooper Brown, and Dr. David Wacker. He has conducted research and taught at the University of Iowa and Southern Illinois University. For the past 16 years, Dr. Ringdahl has conducted research studies through funding provided by the National Institutes of Health. He has served on the editorial board for the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis and is a licensed psychologist in the state of Iowa. Currently, Dr. Ringdahl is a faculty member at the University of Georgia. He serves as an editor of the Psychological Record, and earlier this year, he began a 4-year term as a panel member for the Childhood Psychopathology and Developmental Disabilities section of the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. Dr. Ringdahl's research interests include individuals with developmental disabilities, more specifically in the areas of severe problem behavior and treatment of it, functional analyses, functional communication training, and stimulus preference assessments. The studies that will be discussed in this presentation are on the topics of functional analyses, functional communication training, MANS, stimulus preference assessments, and severe problem behavior, specifically aggression. These studies were conducted from 1997 to present. Our first study is the evaluation of a pre-treatment assessment to select MAN topographies for FCT. The purpose of the study was to determine the effectiveness of conducting a MAN topography assessment prior to FCT delivery in an attempt to predict the results of the FCT programming. The results indicated that the use of high proficiency MAN topographies during functional communication training created better results, as opposed to using MAN topographies before implementing the FCT programming. The graph displays the trials conducted with each participant. It shows the prompt levels needed in order to exhibit each MAN topography. The MAN topographies which exhibited minimal prompting are considered to be the high proficiency responses. Our next study is the further demonstrations of individual preference among MAN modalities during functional communication training. The purpose of this study was to determine individual preference of communication modalities among individuals with developmental disabilities during FCT. The results indicated that individuals with developmental disabilities are more likely to have a preference for one modality of communication as opposed to 2 or more modalities. Our next study is a further evaluation of idiosyncratic functions for severe problem behavior, aggression maintained by access to walks. The purpose of this study was to further evaluate the results of a previous study conducted on the same topic, but this time the focus was on only one participant, Lisa. Lisa exhibited severe aggression in relation to the availability or unavailability of access to walks during session times, and Dr. Ringdahl and colleagues examined the function of Lisa's aggression. Results indicated that functional analyses conducted were required to be modified during the study. The function of Lisa's aggression was never determined. However, after the modified functional analyses was conducted, treatment implementation was possible, which resulted in a decrease of Lisa's aggression. The graph displayed shows the comparison of results of the modified functional analyses conducted and treatment implementation. No aggression was observed during the control condition of the modified functional analyses due to the access of non-contingent walks. Before the functional analyses was modified, non-contingent walks were not available. Our next study is the assessment and treatment of aggressive behavior without a clear social function. The purpose of the study was to determine the function of the participant's aggression. Does the aggression have a social function? Is their behavior automatically reinforced? The results indicated that functional analyses were not able to determine the function of the aggression. The FAs did conclude that the aggression was sensitive to social reinforcers, and that automatic reinforcement as a function of aggression needs to be studied further. Our last study is an analog evaluation of environmental enrichment, the role of stimulus preference. The purpose of this study was to evaluate the role of stimulus preference in individuals engaging in self-injurious behavior, or SIB. More specifically, to examine the relationship between being exposed to preferred items and the engagement in self-injurious behavior. The results indicated that some participants preferred other stimuli instead of engaging in SIB, while other participants chose the other stimuli, but it did not replace the SIB. This study indicated that differential reinforcement would serve as an effective treatment for SIB. This slide shares some of the importance of Dr. Ringdahl's work in the field of behavior analysis. Dr. Ringdahl's research that was discussed in this presentation has added to the field of behavior analysis in the following ways. Indicated that FCT outcomes can be varied by man topographies, provides an initial basis for conducting evaluations of response options when implementing FCT programming for problem behavior, evidence of a functional relationship between a distinct consequence and a target behavior. Automatic reinforcement needs to be studied further in relation to aggression as a social function. And in reference to stimulus preference, environmental enrichment was an effective treatment for SIB with a non-social function. Listed are the sources used during my presentation. This concludes my presentation on Dr. Joel E. Ringdahl.